Hola mi gente, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sean. This is We Are Investing, a channel that's dedicated in investing and personal finance. On today's video, I'm going to show you how to trade debit spreads on Robinhood. We're going to go over how to do a call debit spread, and we'll also go over how to do a put debit spread on today's video. Now these are also known as a bull call spread and a bear put spread. The names are the same. Bull call spread is a call debit spread, and bear put spread is a put debit spread. The reason why it's called a debit spread is because you're going to have to pay to get into this position, where a credit spread will pay you to get into the position, but your risk to reward ratio on a credit spread is not going to be as good. Now this video is part of a many video series, a playlist regarding options trading strategies and how to use Robinhood altogether. It's part of the Robinhood investing playlist. So if there's anything else that you want to know about Robinhood, I definitely recommend checking out that playlist. I'll throw a link up at the top of the screen and in the video description. Also, if you're new to this channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button, ringing that bell, and smashing that like button to help with the YouTube algorithm. When you ring that notification bell, YouTube will let you know when I upload more videos so that you can continue to hit that like button. All jokes aside, I really do appreciate it if you can subscribe. And if you haven't already signed up with Robinhood, you can get free stocks by using the link that I have down below in the video description, a stock worth up to $200 using this referral link. Now to get started with this video, we are going to go over how to do a call debit spread. But first, I want to show you how to do a call option real quickly, and then we're going to build off of that so you can see the true benefits of a call debit spread or a bull call spread. The names are the same. Now, when you log into Robinhood, before you can start trading spreads, you need to be approved for level 3 options. To do that, you're going to hit the little person icon on the bottom right of your screen. You're going to hit investing. You're going to scroll down and see what you're approved for options trading, and you need to apply for level 3 in order to do spreads. I'm not going to go through that process because then you're going to see my account information, and I don't want to show that on YouTube. Now, once you are set up with level 3, you can begin trading spreads. Credit spreads and debit spreads. For this video, we're going to be talking about debit spreads. So the stock that we're going to look at is Google, ticker symbol GOOGL. They're Class A shares. So we're going to type in Google. We're going to go to the stock. We're going to hit trade. We're going to hit trade options. Now this is your options trading screen on Robinhood. We're going to pick an expiration date. We're going to go a month out. So we're going to pick March 25th. Now, because we're talking about call debit spreads, we first want to talk about buying a call option. This is the first step of doing a call debit spread. And you're really going to see the power because I pick a stock that's really going to show you the benefits of doing spreads as opposed to just buying calls or buying puts. Now, a call option is when you think a stock is going to go up in price. We're not going to dive into the details of a call option. I definitely recommend that you know that before you start trading spreads, and we have a ton of videos regarding this in that playlist that I mentioned earlier in this video. But let's just say that Google right now, it is right now trading at a share price of $2,685. Let's say that we think that Google can get to $2,750 by the end of the month. Now those options are currently trading at $58.85. The break even is $2,808.85, or a 4.61% increase in a month's time, which is a lot. This might not be a realistic call option to buy, but I just want to show you the process. So if we wanted to buy that call option, it would cost us to go long a call, it would cost us $5,885. Now that is a lot of money in one call option. That might be bigger than your account or more than you're willing to spend or risk in one given trade. Now, if we take a look at the profit and loss graph, we can see that the max loss for us is the amount of money that we put in, the amount of money that we had to pay to get this call option, the premium of $5,885. That's our max loss. We can also see that we start actually making money if Google gets above $2,750. That is the strike price. The break even for this trade is $2,808.90. That is the strike price plus the premiums that we paid for this trade. And our profit, our max profit, is unlimited because Google can continue to go higher and higher and will continue to make more and more money. That is your P&L graph for buying a call option. Now remember this because this is going to change and you're going to see the benefits and the disadvantages of buying spreads as opposed to just buying a call option. Now let's build off of that and let's show you how to buy a call debit spread. We're going to stick with the same strike price. So we're going to buy a call at the $2,750 strike. Now let's say that based off of technicals, we believe that Google will get up to that price, but we don't think it's going to pass $2,800. We think by the end of the month, it's going to be somewhere between $2,750 and $2,800. When trading spreads, you want to kind of find the realistic range of how high a stock can go. Obviously, a stock can continue to go higher and higher. It can go to the moon, but that's not realistic. It doesn't always happen. And typically there is going to be a resistance line that's going to act as a resistance. And that would be a good point to sell the second leg of the call debit spread. So for instance, in this trade, we don't think that Google is going to get above $2,800. So what we're going to do to get into a call debit spread, we're going to then sell, call, and we're going to pick that strike. And now you can see when I did that, down below it says call debit spread. So we're going to hit continue, and now we can see that our max loss is much lower. It went from close to $6,000 all the way down to $1,890. That's the amount of money that we need to get into this trade. And that's because we're buying one call option at a strike price and then we're selling another call option at a higher strike price for the same expiration date to offset our costs and act as a hedge, basically lowering our cost of entry. And for stocks like Google, trying to get in a trade where the trade costs you close to $6,000, that's going to price a lot of people out of the trade. Now, there is a disadvantage here. Because we're paying less, we have to have some kind of disadvantage. And that's shown in our profit and loss graph. Now, the huge advantage is the cost of entry and what our max loss is. So compared to 6,000 or close to 6,000, we're looking at 1,890. Now we still start to make money at the same price at $2,750. Now our break even is even lower than the buying just a call option because it's the strike price of the lower leg plus the amount that we paid. So our break even is lower because we paid less for this contract. The downside is that our profit, our max profit, is limited. We don't make any more money if Google is at $2,800 versus $3,000. That additional move to the upside, we don't get to capitalize on it if that happens. And that's why it's important to do a technical analysis and try to find a resistance line so that way you pick a spread that has the best chance of making the most amount of money. Now, our max profit for this trade, if Google was to get to $2,800, would be $3,110. To calculate that, you can always look at this, but essentially, it's the difference between the two strike prices, so $50 times 100, so $5,000, minus the amount you paid, which is $1,890. That's where you're going to get the max amount of profit for this spread. That is essentially how you trade a call debit spread in Robinhood. Now, there are some additional benefits that we should quickly discuss regarding spreads. When you buy just a call option or when you buy just a put option, there is implied volatility and you can get IV crush when implied volatility drops. When you trade spreads, you are not going to get crushed by IV. Also, there is a theta decay or a time decay when you buy call options or just put options. This is essentially as the position gets closer and closer to expiration, your theta decay is going to be higher and higher. But with spreads, there is no theta decay because you have two options and they're working against each other, so they cancel out theta decay and you won't get IV crushed. Now I'm going to show you how to do a put credit spread. But first off, we need to show you how to trade a put option. So very similar to doing call options, you're going to pick a stock. For this time, I'm going to select Amazon. And then I'm going to hit trade, and then I'm going to hit trade options, and I'm going to pick the same expiration date of March 25th, about a month away from now. Now to buy a put option, you're going to click buy, which is already selected, and then you're going to select put. Now we're going to pick a put option that's out of the money. So if Amazon right now is trading at $3,041.05, let's say that in a month's time, we think that Amazon is going to be less than $3,025. Buying a put option is when you are bearish on a stock and you think it's going to drop. For that particular strike price at the current premiums, which are $97.03, our break even is that Amazon needs to get below or at $2,927.97 to at least break even, which is a 3.72% decline from the current share price in a month's time. Now, if we clicked on that put option and we hit long put, and then we can see how much it would cost us to get into this trade. It would cost us $9,703 to buy this put option in Amazon, which is a lot of money. And again, you might not have that kind of money in your portfolio, or you might not be okay risking that kind of money in one given trade. And if we look at our profit and loss graph, we can see that our max loss occurs that if Amazon is above $3,025 at expiration date. Our break even, like I said, is $2,927.95. And our max profit, with put options, there is a max profit. A stock cannot go below $0. Our max profit for this trade, if Amazon was to go to $0 a share, which is very, 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 very unrealistic and very unlikely, our max profit would be $292,795 off of this trade. Now remember this profit and loss graph. It's basically the inverse of a call option. You make more money as the stock drops. With a call option, you make more money as the stock goes up. But it's essentially a horizontal line at your max loss, which is the amount that you put in, and then the other line is a 45-degree angle, 1-to-1. For a call option, it's unlimited, and for the put option, your max profit is at $0 a share. Now let's build off of that and actually do a put debit spread. So we're going to stick with this $3,025 put. We're going to hit buy, put, then we're going to hit that strike. Now let's say that it's unrealistic that Amazon's going to go to $0, but based off of technicals, we think that it can get as low as $3,000, but it won't drop below that share price. So we can then sell that put option as a hedge and get into a put debit spread. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch over from buy to sell. We're going to still be on put, and then we're going to hit that $3,000 strike. And you can see down below it says put debit spread. Now we're going to hit continue, and you can see that our entry now is $1,068, which is way less than it was before for just that put option. And if we take a look at our profit and loss graph, it looks way different. We have two horizontal lines because our max gains is capped at a point and our max loss is much different. Now, very similar to a call debit spread, our max loss is way less because it's the amount of money that we put in to get into this trade. But it occurs at the same share price of $3,025. Our break even is at a better share price than it was for just buying that put option. It's at $3,014.32 because we paid less to get into this position. Our break even is going to be the higher strike price, $3,025, minus the amount of money that we paid to get into this contract. After that, we're going to make some money, and our max profit is going to occur if Amazon gets to $3,000 or below by expiration date. If Amazon gets below $3,000, let's say it gets to $2,900, we're not going to make any more money than if it was at $3,000. Our gains are capped at the lower strike price. And you can see that the expected profit and loss if Amazon gets to $3,000 is $1,432. That again is calculated by taking the difference between the two strikes. So $3,025 minus $3,000, so $25 times 100, so $2,500 minus the amount that we paid, which was $1,068 to get into our position. And that's why our max profit is $1,432. Now, to sum up the benefits of a call debit spread or a put debit spread, if you are bullish on a stock or bearish on a stock and you know how to trade call options, it doesn't make much sense not to trade spreads instead. And that's because it lowers your cost of entry, makes it less risky for you and easier to manage your trades, and it also allows you to capitalize on the upside. It lowers your break even. It keeps you away from theta decay and from being IV crushed. And because of all of those factors, I no longer just buy calls or buy puts anymore. If I'm going to buy a call, I'm going to buy a call debit spread. If I was going to buy a put, I would buy a put debit spread instead, because it doesn't make sense for me to pay more money, risk more money, and also be exposed to being IV crushed and theta decay. The benefits far outweigh the negatives, in my personal opinion, as long as you do the proper due diligence and you look at technicals and you pick out those two strike prices that are very realistic. I'd rather miss out on some potential gains, get into a trade for cheaper, less risk, than go the other route and just buy a call option or buy a put option. But that's my personal opinion, at least. Now, let me know in the comment section down below if you trade spreads and how you do it and what your favorite strategy is. Other than that, if you have any questions, the best way to reach me is on the Patreon, which will give you access to a private Discord server. I'm there every single day. I answer a ton of questions. There are other investors in there as well, around 500 investors. And it is in that Discord where I'll let you know all of the activity that I'm doing, and other members will also post their activity in a dedicated channel. Outside of that, I thank you so much for your time. It's been real, it's been fun, it's been real fun, and this is We Are Investing, and together we are invincible. See ya!